Time for the Inside Corner. JP Morosi joins us now from Toronto, where a little bit later this evening, the Blue Jays will have their home opener against the Athletics there in Toronto. JP, yesterday you were in Cincinnati for their season opener, Reds and Red Sox, and you got to see a little bit of history in the process.
I did, Robert. Good morning to you and D-Row. Certainly, like a lot of people around baseball, very much dialed in on the ABS challenge system. How would it look? How would it be experienced in real time in the ballpark? Well, early on, you've got to credit Carlos Narvaez of the Boston Red Sox for the perfectly timed and ideal situation in which to use a challenge. A key pivot point in this at-bat, a 2-2 pitch, initially called a ball, but he knew it right away. And this is, again, bottom of the fourth inning, scoreless game. This would have taken it to a 3-2 count. Quick challenge there as Dan Iasonia announced it to the crowd. And just feel how quickly this is all resolved. Boom, it's a strike, inning over. And so that was how I experienced it in real time. And my immediate reaction was, this is exactly why we have this system.
Yes.
And it's exactly when to use that ability. I think as we talk about the ABS challenge system, you see the real time of it. That's all it was. It was that fast. There's what we saw yesterday and how the different positions fared with that scenario in the overall ABS challenge system. I think we're seeing in general that people are being selective in when and how they use it. There's a strategy to this. There's also the understanding of who on your team knows the strike zone. One guy that D-Row knows the strike zone, Roman Anthony. This was going to be an inning-ending strikeout in the ninth inning. Guess what? He walked. Trevor Story, RBI single. Darren Durant, RBI single.
Wow.
That was in the ninth inning. That took it from being a 1-0 lead for the Red Sox to a 3-0 lead for Aroldis Chapman, and it was game over. And it was that exact situation. And D-Row knows that about Anthony from having him on the team with Team USA. One of the best eyes for the strike zone in Major League Baseball, even though this is just his first opening day in the show. Roman Anthony is that good. And Marcelo Meyer told me that after the game. We know he's got a great eye. It's why he bats leadoff. That's going to be a big offensive play this year for the Boston Red Sox. So I think these initial weeks, and again, we've had spring training to look at this, we're realizing now, and I'm sure managers, coaches, players are, who on this team is really good at this, who knows the strike zone really well, and then in a big spot. So you got to credit Roman Anthony for knowing the moment and realizing where they were in the game. Use it. Inning-ending strikeout. Instead, it's a walk. 2 more runs added. Change the game.
JP, in meantime, in Baltimore, the Orioles get the win over the Minnesota Twins. Trevor Rogers, good again. 7 innings, 5 strikeouts, did walk 4, did not allow a run. I went to break saying he's been better than you think, and the numbers are quite eye-popping.
Wow. He's quite simply, Robert, since about halfway through last year, he has been one of the best pitchers in the American League. Full stop. If he keeps this up, he'll be an all-star this year. There you see what he's done since the start of last year, at least 100 innings. And the biggest adjustment for him, I credit Danielle Allentuck wrote a great story in the Baltimore Banner about this last year. It's the mental adjustment. He was having a difficulty dealing with struggles in terms of how he processed adversity over the course of a game and within a season. Visited a sports psychologist and did some really important work away from the diamond, so that way now he's able to handle adversity in a more constructive way. Baseball, as we all know, is going to give you plenty of adversity. Being able to manage those emotional ups and downs in the course of the game is probably one of the most important skills to have in this sport. So I credit Trevor 1,000% for what he did to build up that skill set. It's a necessary skill in this game. He did it. He's pitching so well right now, and I'm rooting for him to be an all-star this year. And the performance right now speaks for itself.
Hey, JP, real quick, Chase DeLauder, 2 home runs yesterday. It's not the first time we've seen him on a big league diamond, however. Very unique path to last night.
Yes, he makes his unofficial Major League debut in the postseason last year. And then so he plays that series against the Tigers, gets some valuable experience. And then last night in his official Major League debut, a couple home runs. How about that? The first player in franchise history, as you see that at the bottom hand of the screen, to hit multiple homers in his first regular season game. And again, we talk about adversity in the context of Rogers. There's DeLauder's family, watching him in Seattle. He missed so much time in the minor leagues. Played less than the equivalent of 1 full season of minor league baseball over 3 years. And look at him now, starring for the Cleveland Guardians. Congratulations to chase. The now first official game in the major leagues, a memorable one for him and the Guardians.
JP, great information as always. Enjoy the game tonight in Toronto between the Athletics and the Blue Jays, and we'll talk to you next week.
All the best, guys. Thanks so much.